Christian Jack, alongside the great man himself, Tommy Wheeldon Jr. We're here again, my friend. We've had many sit-downs at this time of year. It's getting closer to October football and November football for the Canadian Premier League as well. How are you doing? How's Cavalry doing? How are you feeling? And how do you sum up so far this season?
Well, I'd be worried if we stopped having these sit-downs. It means that we're not in the conversation, and that's what we've done. I think this year has actually been probably one of the hardest ones in many different ways, through injuries and departures. And yeah, it's been a strange year that one day I'll recall all of it, but for now we're in the conversation, and I think that's it. You know, we're 2 wins off of top place. We want to make sure that we do enough to be able to try and retain the shield, but if not, getting everyone healthy, ready for the playoffs.
No game is ever the same. No season is ever the same. Your season started with CONCACAF Champions Cup, where you want to go back again. So how are you now as a coach better than you were maybe when we sat down last year?
Become a better problem solver, I think. You know, when I sat down with the staff and we did our reports and our reviews, and we said, right, we need to be stronger. We're going into CONCACAF, and I always compare it now as how we compete against MLS clubs as the standard. And you know, when you look at our games against the Whitecaps, you look at the games against Orlando, we played well but didn't perform against Orlando. They were more clinical, right? But by the time we got to Whitecaps, we were very competitive, and you know, tied them over 180 minutes.
Yeah, you beat them, yeah.
Beat them, yeah. So that's what we look at. We look at the big games, and I think we've been in every single game has been 1-goal games. So we know that we're performing consistently. We've had to plug and play a little bit more than we should have, but as I said, we're still in the conversation. I think that's the beauty of the mentality of our football club.
The beauty of you, my friend, is the enthusiasm that I can still hear out your voice, as if you just got hired for Cavalry today. You haven't. You've been there since 2018. Maybe a few more grey hairs, not too many. But I bring that up because you and I both grew up in the UK. They have 92 professional clubs in the UK, so 92 professional managers. Do you know how many managers are still left from the time that you got hired here? Do you have a guess? In 92 professional clubs, when you got hired back in 2018.
I love your stats, KJ. I love your stats.
How many do you think are left?
I'm gonna go with single figures, 9.
3.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so they always tell us it's a fickle industry, but it has become something that has been synonymous with you and your family. Does that make you even more blessed, the work that you've done? Like, how do you look at being almost Mr. Cavalry at this point?
Yeah, it's certainly a passion project. You know, I always talk about, you know, I came to this country 20 odd years ago, and I've been adopted by it. I've been adopted by Calgary. I'm a proud Canadian now. My family's Canadian. So if ever I'm going to give back to a country that's given me so much opportunity, it's through the work I do today and tomorrow and the next day. And until somebody else takes the keys and drives the bus, I'm happy to keep going, keep growing, and doing what I can to help grow this league and create more opportunities.
But I'll bring it back to that word enthusiasm. You love it, don't you?
I do. Yeah. I do. It's an addiction. It's actually, it's not a job. It's a lifestyle. Like, my family's there. They sit in the 400s and they live and breathe it with me. So, you know, my brother's getting married here coming up soon, and it has to be around the schedule. So all my family's coming in for the Vancouver game, and then he's getting married on the Sunday. But it's part of it. All of us, you know, we live, breathe, eat it. You know, people watch it back home in the UK. To, you know, you go in the grocery store and people run into you and ask questions. I love it.
But it can be unbelievably amazing, and then it can be heartbreaking, right? And you've seen both sides, right? Like, that emotion. But how important is it to make sure you keep even keel most of the time, and even lead your players that way? Yeah,
and listen, you have to be authentic. I'm sure when the cameras aren't on in the locker rooms, the players will tell you a different side to me.
Right.
But I also love and care for them, and I think they know that through the actions that I do, so that when I challenge them or go to them or try and help them get better, they know it's me being authentic. You've got to show your emotion in this game, you've got to have your passion, and then you've also got to have your data. And I think that's what the balance of our coaching staff, you know, to Nick, to Jay, to our sports science team, to our analytics team, I think they all balance my personality. I'm happy to be the lead singer of the band, but they certainly play the instruments.
Well, you got another record coming for us, or what? One more trophy that you can lift this year? Or what how was it when you lifted that last year? That must be a feeling you're chasing. Oh,
of course. You're addicted to it, and it's so rare. I think that's the big thing, and you're seeing it in the regular season this year, where every game matters. I mean, to finish there, to know that you can lift a trophy and win the league. I'll always say that I'm a purist, so I think that's the hardest place to go to all of the grounds twice. They come to you twice. To win that, that's a marathon, that's hard. The playoffs, you got to be fit and ready, and credit to Forge, they become a master of it. And we've got to get healthy at the right time. So I think maybe we do it the other way. Maybe we allow others to lead the pack. Maybe we come in, least expectations, and win a couple of games.
Hey, listen, once again, you're in the conversation for both. This, again, a marvelous conversation. I always learn so much. You're a gem. Thanks, Tommy.
Thanks, KJ.
Appreciate you.